Oh, Jake, did you see Mike Tyson
No.
dropping his sparring partner?
I was talking about.
Yeah, I fucking
I was
saw
talking
it.
about.
No,
the,
I saw it, and I don't give a fuck. Sure, he's looking good. Sure, he's looking all of that. Oh, he's dropping people. He's fast. So the fuck am I. People want the truth.
I don't think people want you to kill Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Jake Paul recently leaked footage showing Mike Tyson seemingly getting knocked out during a sparring session. The clip appears to show Tyson being hit with a strong punch that sends him staggering, eventually causing him to fall to the canvas. The footage shocked fans and raised questions about Tyson's readiness for the fight, especially at his age of 58. The leaked video reveals an intense sparring session in which Tyson is seen exchanging heavy punches with his training partner. The sparring looks vigorous, with Tyson showing flashes of his former power and skill. However, in a moment that stunned fans, Tyson takes a clean shot to the jaw that visibly shakes him. After a few unsteady steps, he loses his balance and goes down. The trainer quickly rushes to his side as Tyson sits up, clearly dazed but able to get back to his feet after a few moments. Paul wasted no time sharing the video with his followers, captioning it with a mix of shock and confidence, implying that Tyson may not be as invincible as people think. Paul, who has been actively promoting the upcoming fight, hinted in his post that he sees Tyson as beatable, suggesting that the footage is proof of his own chances in the ring. In true Jake Paul fashion, he used the clip to fan the flames of excitement.
What does your training regimen for a fight like this look like compared to other fights?
It's always the same amount of hard work and dedication. The differentiators will be me being able to eat, which I've already noticed is so much better for recovery, as well as sparring heavyweights. I'll probably spar less because the heavyweights obviously punch harder. The third is that we know what Tyson fights like. There's hours and hours of footage out there. Sure, some of it's from when he's young, but it's the same style.
The footage instantly drew a reaction from fans and media outlets, with debates erupting over whether Tyson's age is starting to show or if the clip was taken out of context. Some fans accused Paul of trying to gain a psychological edge by leaking the video, while others expressed concerns about Tyson's health and whether he should be stepping into the ring for such a high-profile match. Several boxing experts weighed in on the leaked video, with opinions ranging from concern to outright skepticism. Some analysts pointed out that sparring sessions are intended to test a fighter's limits, and that taking a hit in training isn't necessarily a bad thing. Others, however, argued that the video could reveal a vulnerability that Paul might exploit in the fight.
So, Jake, do you think you can take a hit from Mike Tyson?
Yeah, look, they call him Iron Mike Tyson, but I'm Titanium Jake Paul.
All right.
Once, Jake Paul's professional boxing coach disapproved of his impending fight with Mike Tyson. In a 2021 Instagram video, Jaleon Love, a seasoned coach and close friend of Paul, delivered some tough news to the now 27-year-old. He informed Paul that a match against the legendary Iron Mike would be out of reach. In the clip, Paul enthusiastically shares, "I just came up with a crazy idea. Do you think I could beat Mike Tyson?" Through fits of laughter, Love replied, "No." As Paul discussed the fight potentially happening in the future, Love praised Tyson's fighting prowess and how difficult he'd be to beat. He added, "Mike Tyson just got he know how to do, bro. That's just like..." Paul did acknowledge Tyson's skill, dubbing him a dog, but he did add, "I was just thinking Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That would be hilarious." The influencer turned boxer has swiftly made a name for himself in the ring, achieving notable wins against multiple MMA icons throughout his emerging boxing journey. However, in the case of the iconic Tyson, Paul himself recognizes the immense pressure at play. It's not only boxing enthusiasts who are anxious about the match. Even Paul's mother is expressing her concerns regarding the forthcoming showdown. Speaking to Bloody Elbow at a PFL media event earlier this year, Paul said, "She will be there, but my mom is very scared actually. Like, she keeps on asking me if I'm ready, asking my team if I'm ready. She's not liking this one, to be honest. He just looks scary and big, and his Instagram videos on the mitts look crazy and everything, so I get it." Meanwhile, it appears that Mike Tyson has reportedly been knocked out during a sparring session, raising doubts about his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. This development has reverberated throughout the boxing world, considering Tyson's legendary reputation and the high anticipation that surrounded this matchup.
Mike, by yourself, Jab. Mike, this is amazing.
Puta que pariu! Excelente, Mike. Excelente uppercut, Mike. Excelente fight stance, Mike.
Smoke that joint they go to gym.
The sparring session, intended to be a standard component of Tyson's demanding training routine, escalated into an unexpectedly intense affair. Sources close to him indicate that, despite his advancing age, Tyson has been relentlessly testing his boundaries in anticipation of the upcoming bout.
Hey, here we are.
Yeah, you know?
Hey, here we are. You fought against yourself and you won today.
Yes.
Look at the way he reacts. Days like that make a lot of difference in life. He fought against himself today. He came, he did the best training of the week. Why? Because he knew it.
This recent turn of events indicates that the former heavyweight champion might have misjudged the strain that rigorous training could impose on his body. The knockout has sparked significant worries regarding Tyson's health and his ability to recuperate in time for the upcoming match. Considering the severity of the injury, there's a genuine chance that the fight may be delayed or even called off, contingent on Tyson's recovery progress. Fans and analysts alike are eagerly anticipating an official update from Tyson's team, hoping for more clarity on his situation.
Tyson, can you guys vouch for me? Am I right?
Yep. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you, brother. You looking good, Mike.
In contrast, Jake Paul has kept a low profile regarding the situation, although his team is said to be keeping a watchful eye on developments. The possibility of going up against a compromised Tyson may alter the fight's dynamics, leaving uncertainty about how this will influence Paul's training regimen. The possible cancellation of the bout would deal a substantial setback to both fighters, who have poured significant time and effort into marketing the event. For Tyson, this match was an opportunity to reaffirm his dominance in the ring, whereas for Paul, it symbolized a chance to solidify his status as a credible contender in the boxing arena. Anticipation is high as fans look forward to seeing the boxing icon take on Paul in the ring. Some are hungry for a bout that pairs Paul against a truly experienced fighter, while others view the event as little more than a farce. Eddie Hearn, the chairman of Matchroom Boxing, aligns himself with the skeptics, suggesting that Tyson's age is a key factor in the spectacle's lack of seriousness. Hearn said, What on earth are we doing? I'm lucky enough to have a business where we don't need to do that, and I will never do that. Anyone that thinks that Tyson should be in the ring right now either doesn't have his best interests at heart or is an idiot. You honestly think that a fighter that was shot to pieces 20 years ago should now be coming back? Hearn holds a deep respect for Paul, particularly for his unwavering commitment to daily training and his striking ability. He feels that this level of dedication positions the 58-year-old as a serious contender, despite the natural decline in his punching power over the years. Hearn's concerns about Tyson's state of mind are echoed by others, and as November draws near, he certainly won't be the last to express them. Nevertheless, Mike Tyson has publicly affirmed his readiness to step into the ring against Jake Paul. In a recent interview with Fox 40 News, Tyson expressed his excitement about returning to the ring, saying, "I'm just looking forward to this. This is something that ignites me. It just gives me life for myself." He emphasized that the decision to fight was his alone, adding, "Forget what my wife and kids are like. Thinking about just this one moment. Don't worry about me. That's all." Despite his last professional fight occurring in 2005, Tyson returned to the ring in 2020 for an exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr. Now, the prospect of battling Jake Paul, a younger and more active competitor, has raised alarm bells regarding the risks associated with such a matchup. Tyson admitted, "I'm always going to test myself. I'm always going to push the envelope." Conversely, Jake Paul expressed no concerns regarding Tyson's health and stated that everything is going as planned. Mike Tyson is resolutely pushing aside health warnings as he prepares for a much-anticipated comeback to the boxing ring, this time against Jake Paul. The former heavyweight champion has thrown down the gauntlet to the YouTuber-turned-professional fighter, clearly indicating his eagerness for the clash. However, the event has ignited a wave of controversy, primarily due to its unconventional format, shorter rounds and heavier gloves. The significant age gap between the 58-year-old Tyson, whose past was shadowed by struggles with addiction, and the 27-year-old Paul only adds fuel to the fire of debate surrounding this matchup. Against all odds, the former undisputed heavyweight champion is resolutely focused on achieving his 51st career victory. A recent photograph captures the sheer intensity of his training regimen, with sweat soaking his clothes and streaming down his face in relentless torrents. This legendary fighter, a figure of fear in the ring, radiates the same formidable presence that made him a force to be reckoned with in the early 1990s. His iconic death stare remains as piercing and intense as ever. Accompanying the image, the caption reads, "We win," presented in the stark, all-black style reminiscent of his signature ring walk. WWE icon Hulk Hogan has shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, expressing concern that Iron Mike may not receive adequate protection against the problem child. Tyson, a legendary heavyweight champion, is an enduring presence in boxing's storied past. Even though he hasn't fought professionally for over 20 years, save for a recent exhibition against Roy Jones Jr., his extraordinary skills in the ring during his peak are still remembered as unparalleled. As Tyson nears 60, his legacy as a powerful contender continues to resonate. Jake Paul, who initially rose to fame on YouTube, has made a notable leap into the boxing arena, achieving remarkable victories over former UFC champions like Nate Diaz and Anderson Silva. His fights consistently generate significant buzz and viewership. Recently, Hulk Hogan shared his apprehensions about a potential match between Mike Tyson and Jake during a conversation with Jake's brother, Logan Paul. Hogan conveyed to Logan that he found Jake's strength quite formidable, recalling how the previous night he watched Jake expertly set up his opponent with a left hook before delivering a powerful overhand right. This left Hogan feeling uneasy, as he worried that Jake could genuinely injure someone in the ring. Additionally, Hogan expressed his profound respect for Mike Tyson, emphasizing that he would not want his brother to cause harm to the boxing legend.
Should we stand too?
Your brother's too strong, bro.
He's too strong, right? Yeah. And he's like really actually super strong. Like, he doesn't look like it. He maybe does look like it a little bit, but like the weight he pushes in the gym is impressive.
Yeah, last night, as soon as I saw him set the guy up to the left, he kept on overhead right on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really.
No, seriously. And he has a left hand now that looks like it's firing off. He's.
I love Mike to death. I don't want to kill Mike. Jesus.
Tyson.
Yeah.
Bro, we have to talk about
Wait,
this.
is this the podcast?
Yeah, is this the?
I'm excited.
Should we just give him headphones?
Yeah, you could just stay there.
Interestingly enough, Mike Tyson's sparring buddy said the exact opposite. He worries about Paul's safety in the impending Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul bout. He clarified, "For me, it's going to be a glorified sparring session. When Mike boxed Roy Jones Jr., he hit Roy with a body shot and sunk him, and Mike knew he could hurt Roy Jones. Anybody that Mike hits is going to hurt, probably knock out as well, but he carried Roy Jones." Jake Paul believes that securing a backup fighter isn't essential for stepping into Mike Tyson's role. Despite the fight being postponed due to Tyson's health challenges, Paul, who is overseeing the event through his most valuable promotions, has not yet named an alternate contender. Paul told TMZ of Tyson's health, "I don't have concerns. He's doing great. He's super healthy behind the scenes and feeling great. That's what we're focused on, and there's not a backup currently." Many experts and analysts have raised alarms about the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation's choice to officially approve the match between Paul and Tyson. While Paul has great respect for Tyson, he vows to bring his utmost effort to the ring. Paul said, "A pro fight means war, and I don't take it lightly. You can get seriously hurt or injured in there. So if you're not in there to go to war, then you should just get out." In a striking turn of events, Francis Ngannou has issued a sharp warning to Jake Paul, questioning the YouTuber's ability to defeat boxing legend Mike Tyson in their forthcoming match. The announcement of this highly anticipated showdown between Paul and Tyson has generated a buzz throughout the combat sports community. As Paul revels in the hype, Ngannou interjects with a cautionary note for the problem child. Drawing from his experience training with Iron Mike prior to facing Tyson Fury, Ngannou is acutely aware of the formidable power that Tyson brings to the ring. In a recent exclusive interview on the BS with Jake Paul podcast, Ngannou shared an intriguing moment with Jake, recalling how he had watched Tyson showcase various techniques. He noted Tyson's insights on footwork, which led him to realize that Tyson's skills remain sharp. Ngannou expressed his belief that Mike Tyson could still hold his own against Jake, highlighting Tyson's exceptional talent and calling him a remarkable athlete.
You said that you think Mike Tyson's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah. Listen, I've seen how Tyson moves around, just like to show me stuff. He was like this footwork moving, like you move like this, and I'm like, hold on, like, you know, calm down. You know, Mike will move from this side to this side without you knowing exactly at which moment.
Like,
So what do I have to watch out for? So what do I have to watch out for?
Everything. I mean, knowing Mike, I think Mike, I just believe that Mike will beat him.
When the matchup was officially revealed, fans swiftly divided into two clear factions. One side was convinced that Jake Paul had no hope of overcoming the legendary Mike Tyson, whose exceptional fighting background was unmatched. On the other hand, the opposing camp contended that Tyson's advanced age, 3 decades more than Paul, could weaken his edge. Although Tyson's technique was second to none, Paul's superior stamina and physical prowess might just give him the upper hand. Tyson has been retired from professional boxing for quite some time, with his comeback to the ring occurring just 4 years ago, in 2020. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, often referred to as the problem child, has showcased significant talent in the boxing arena. His wins against notable fighters such as Ben Askren, Nate Diaz, and Mike Perry highlight his capabilities. Still, doubts linger regarding how Jake Paul would perform against a powerful knockout specialist like Tyson. In a related context, UFC legend Daniel Cormier shared an intriguing viewpoint on the matter. Cormier pointed out that Jake Paul's upcoming fight with Mike Tyson represents a no-win situation for him. He explained that a win for Paul could lead to backlash from fans who might perceive him as taking advantage of a fading champion. On the flip side, if Tyson wins, it could severely undermine Paul's reputation. The November 15th clash undeniably poses a challenging dilemma for Jake Paul. While both fighters seem deeply committed to the bout, the result remains unpredictable. In the much-anticipated matchup, Paul enjoys a significant age advantage of nearly 30 years over his rival. As discussions about the safety of Iron Mike's return after a 2-decade absence grew increasingly intense, worries escalated even further following the postponement of the initial fight date in July. Back then, Tyson said, "I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover." Manny Pacquiao, a former champion across 8 weight divisions, was taken by surprise upon hearing the confirmation of the upcoming match. When Fight Hub TV broke the news that both fighters had officially signed on to compete, Pac-Man appeared genuinely astonished and expressed disbelief at the announcement. He said, "They're going to fight?" Pacquiao dismissed the influencer's prospects of defeating the former undisputed heavyweight champion when he was asked if Paul could prevail. He said, "Haha, I don't think so. Is it appropriate for the iconic former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson to step back into the ring against influencer boxing sensation Jake Paul?" At first glance, this matchup seems like an absurd manifestation of our eccentric modern era. However, the real question revolves around the ethics of a 58-year-old Tyson, long past his prime, going up against a younger and more active fighter like Paul. In a recent interview with The Sun Sport, Eddie Hearn, the driving force behind Matchroom Boxing and the strategist behind major matchups like the upcoming showdown between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, expressed his views on the topic. While he wished the event organizers well, he couldn't help but describe Netflix's foray into boxing as a freak show, cautioning that it could become a travesty if circumstances take a negative turn. In a recent interview, Hearn conveyed his belief that true boxing fans aren't particularly enthusiastic about this matchup. However, he pointed out that organizers and broadcasters appear to have a contrasting perspective, viewing it through their own lens. They're looking at it for numbers, they're looking at it for hype, and I get it. I understand that this freak show may well do good numbers, Hearn said. However, he expressed his disapproval of the bout, emphasizing that for those who truly care about the sport's rich history and Tyson's legacy, it's not something you'd ever consider. He also took a jab at Netflix and Most Valuable Promotion, owned by Jake Paul, suggesting that if the fight generates enough revenue for them, they don't really care how it looks in terms of the empathy of it. True boxing fans, Hearn concluded, would not even want to participate in the decision-making process. Mike Tyson recently faced an ulcer flare-up during a cross-country flight, raising concerns among fans about his health. While this incident necessitated the postponement of his fight originally set for July 20th, Netflix decided to keep the event on the schedule rather than cancel it outright. Notably, this situation aligns well with the strategy of the problem child. In the same interview, a reporter from The Sun Sports revealed that he and a few colleagues had a discussion with Jake Paul. During their conversation, Paul candidly stated that his goal was to become the most hated figure in the sport, believing that this would attract audiences eager to see him get knocked out. Hearn responded to this by making assumptions about the modern world and what draws people to fight tickets. Hearn said, "It's just a different world, isn't it, that we live in this new generation?" That being said, Tyson's health was the only thing on the Matchroom boss's mind. Hearn added, "Hopefully, Mike Tyson doesn't get hurt because it would be a travesty for boxing." Roy Jones is backing Mike Tyson's choice to raise his hand in the upcoming matchup against Jake Paul. Once a leading contender in boxing, Jones Jr. has long been a passionate student of the sport. After sharing the ring with Tyson, he has shared his thoughts on how he envisions the bout between Paul and Tyson playing out. "I think it's a great fight and a great marketing situation as well because a lot of people want to see it. It's a young lion and an old old lion. It's a great situation for them, said Roy Jones Jr. when speaking to Fight Hype. He added, it gives Jake a chance with Mike being as old as he is. I think it's a great opportunity for both fighters, but I still think Mike is going to be a little bit too much for Jake. As the highly anticipated showdown between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul approaches, we find ourselves just days away from their clash in the ring. With the fight looming, various figures in the combat sports world have raised concerns. The predominant worry is that, at nearly 60 years old, Mike Tyson risks significant head trauma. This sentiment has been echoed by many observers. Conversely, some believe Tyson will navigate the bout with ease. Have you ever wondered what Tyson's greatest rival might think about this upcoming event? As a fighter who fought Mike twice and won both times, Holyfield has a very interesting prediction for the Paul versus Tyson fight. Here's what he recently told the media. I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has in all of that, but he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Mike, then his chance of winning is going to be great, but if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. He further added, the point about it is, does Jake Paul take a good shot? I never seen him get hit by nobody. That's it. It may be over because he ain't probably never fought nobody that punch like Mike. You never know. Just like Mike quit in the ring. He got tired and just quit and just sat down. I'm done. Evander Holyfield is widely regarded as one of the top heavyweights of the late 90s and early 2000s. Yet, he is perhaps best known for being involved in one of boxing's most shocking incidents. During a highly publicized match, Mike Tyson infamously bit off a piece of Holyfield's ear, creating an intense moment filled with palpable tension and a sense that chaos was imminent. Despite the dramatic nature of their rivalry, Holyfield and Tyson have since made amends. Tyson now even sells cannabis-infused gummy ears under his brand. As of 2022, Tyson has made it clear that Holyfield does not receive any profits from these gummies. The notion that Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, would knock him out in their bout on November 15th was dismissed by Jake Paul. Paul said to TMZ Sports, Mike is big and beefy and thick and strong. Francis Ngannou actually said that he thinks Mike's gonna knock me out, which is funny, but I do have to be careful in the early rounds because Mike has that crazy punching power. Undoubtedly, Tyson is the most accomplished boxer Paul has ever encountered. Nicknamed Iron Mike, the former heavyweight champion has an astounding record of 44 knockouts. Even at 58, he retains the ability to take down an opponent with one well-placed punch. Iron Mike's former sparring partner has raised questions about the much-anticipated boxing match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, hinting that it could turn out to be merely a glorified sparring session. Concerns surrounding Tyson's health have surfaced, but there are those who still believe he could defy the odds and deliver an unexpected victory over the up-and-coming Paul. One believer in this sentiment is Joe Egan, Tyson's former sparring partner, who expressed doubt about whether Mike would be willing to fully commit and potentially seriously hurt the problem child. Egan warned TalkSport that the bout could resemble more of a glorified sparring session than a real fight. He reminisced about how Tyson had dropped Roy Jones Jr. with a body shot during their encounter in the ring back in 2020. Egan said, Mike knew he could hurt Roy Jones. Anybody that Mike hits is going to hurt, probably knock out as well, but he carried Roy Jones. I never believed Mike Tyson could carry anybody because when I sparred him at Catskill, every punch he threw was with bad intentions. He was a vicious, ferocious, savage heavyweight. To see him mellow with age is wonderful, and to see what he did with Roy Jones is incredible. That evening, Jake Paul knocked out former NBA player Nate Robinson, crediting Tyson's striking techniques for boosting his confidence. You got to admire him for getting in the ring with Mike Tyson, but I don't think Mike will go full force on him. I don't believe that because if Mike went full force on Jake Paul, he could seriously hurt him. Never mind about the age. Mike will have lost a lot of speed with age, but he won't have lost his power, the insider claimed. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.